Welcome to the Discourse Analyzer AI Toolkit, where articles come alive. You're listening to the audio version of our article. For the full text and an interactive experience, check out the link in the description below. Interact with any selection using our AI assistant to enhance your understanding. Let's explore.
Themes in discourse analysis. Themes in discourse analysis refer to recurring ideas, topics, or patterns of meaning that emerge within texts, conversations, or multimodal communication. Identifying themes is a central process in discourse analysis, as themes reflect the underlying structures of meaning, social practices, and ideologies embedded in language. By examining themes, discourse analysts explore how language constructs social realities, shapes identities, reinforces power dynamics, and conveys ideologies. Thematic analysis in discourse studies helps researchers make sense of the broader social, political, and cultural implications of language use. The role of themes in discourse analysis. In discourse analysis, themes help to organize and categorize the vast amount of data that language generates, whether in interviews, political speeches, media texts, or social media posts. Themes highlight the most prominent issues, concerns, or values within a discourse and offer insights into how certain topics are framed or discussed. Point 1. Uncovering patterns of meaning. Themes in discourse analysis reveal patterns of meaning that are repeated across a body of text or discourse. These patterns are important because they show what is emphasized, marginalized, or contested in communication. Themes often point to the key issues that shape how people think, speak, and act in a given social context. Example: in a discourse analysis of media coverage on climate change, themes such as economic cost, scientific consensus, and urgent crisis might emerge. These themes reveal how the issue is framed and which aspects of climate change are given prominence. Point 2. Linking language to social phenomena. Themes help to link language to broader social phenomena, such as identity, power, ideology, and inequality. By analyzing themes, discourse analysts can understand how language reflects and reproduces social structures and cultural norms, or how it challenges and reshapes them. Themes often provide insights into the underlying ideologies that shape discourse. Example: in political discourse, themes like national security or immigration control might point to deeper ideological concerns about sovereignty, identity, or fear of the other. These themes allow researchers to explore how political leaders use language to construct narratives of inclusion or exclusion. Point 3. Framing and discursive strategies. Themes also reveal the framing of issues in discourse, showing how certain topics are presented or understood. Through thematic analysis, researchers can identify how language is used to frame particular social or political problems, often reflecting power dynamics and ideological positions. Example: in media discourse on poverty, the theme of personal responsibility might emerge, indicating that poverty is often framed as an individual problem rather than a structural one. This framing reflects neoliberal ideologies that emphasize self-reliance over collective support. Identifying themes in discourse analysis. Themes in discourse analysis are often identified through systematic methods, such as coding, which allows researchers to categorize segments of text based on recurring topics or patterns. The process of identifying themes involves both inductive and deductive approaches. Point 1. Inductive thematic analysis. In inductive thematic analysis, researchers allow the themes to emerge from the data without imposing preconceived categories. This approach is often used in exploratory research, where the goal is to uncover patterns that are deeply embedded in the discourse. Example: in an analysis of interview data about mental health, a researcher might not begin with specific categories but allow themes like stigma, coping strategies, and support networks to emerge naturally from the participants' responses. Point 2. Deductive thematic analysis. In deductive thematic analysis, the researcher begins with predefined themes based on theory or prior research. These themes guide the analysis, allowing the researcher to focus on specific discursive practices or patterns within the data. Example: In a study of gender discourse in the workplace, a researcher might start with themes such as power, collaboration, and authority, based on existing theories of gender and organizational communication. The analysis would then focus on how these themes manifest in workplace conversations. Point 3. Coding for themes. Coding is the process of labeling segments of text based on identified themes or patterns. Researchers read through the text and assign codes to sections that reflect particular themes. This method allows for systematic analysis of large datasets, helping to identify recurring themes across different parts of the discourse. Example: in analyzing political speeches, a researcher might code for themes such as national unity, economic recovery, and public safety, examining how often these themes appear and how they are used to frame the politician's message. Examples of themes in discourse analysis. Themes can vary depending on the context of the discourse and the research focus. Below are examples of common themes that might emerge in different types of discourse. Point 1. Political discourse. In political discourse, themes often reflect the central concerns of governance, policy, and national identity. Common themes in political discourse include security and safety, emphasizes the protection of citizens, often linked to discourses on immigration, terrorism, or crime. Economic prosperity, frames economic issues in terms of growth, jobs, and financial stability. National identity, constructs the nation in terms of shared values, history, and culture, often used to unify or divide groups. Example: in an analysis of political speeches on immigration, the themes of national security and economic threat might emerge, revealing how politicians frame immigration as a danger to both safety and the economy. Point 2. Media discourse. In media discourse, themes are often shaped by the need to attract audiences while reflecting broader societal debates. Common themes include conflict and controversy. Media often highlights conflict to create engaging narratives, such as political scandals or social divides. Public opinion reflects concerns about what the general public believes or supports, often used to justify particular viewpoints. Responsibility and blame identifies who is responsible for social or political problems, often reflecting ideological biases. Example: in a media analysis of climate change reporting, the themes of scientific uncertainty versus environmental urgency might emerge, showing how different outlets frame the issue to appeal to varying ideological audiences. Point 3. Identity discourse. In discourses about identity, themes often relate to how individuals and groups define themselves and others. These themes reflect broader social concerns about belonging, difference, and social roles. Cultural identity reflects how individuals or groups express their cultural backgrounds, often linked to language, heritage, and traditions. Gender and sexuality explores how gender roles and sexual identities are constructed, challenged, or reinforced through discourse. Social class investigates how class-based identities are articulated, often reflecting power relations and economic inequality. Example: in analyzing discourse around LGBTQ+ rights, themes such as equality, marginalization, and visibility might emerge, highlighting the ways in which language is used to frame the struggles for rights and acceptance. Point 4. Health discourse. In health-related discourse, themes often relate to public health, personal well-being, and the social implications of illness or health care. Responsibility and prevention often focuses on individual behaviors that contribute to health, such as diet or exercise, reflecting broader societal values around personal responsibility. Access and equity explores disparities in access to health care, highlighting issues of social justice and inequality. Stigma and illness examines how certain illnesses, such as mental health conditions, are stigmatized in discourse, affecting how individuals experience and talk about their health. Example: in a study of mental health discourse, themes like self-care and societal pressure might emerge, indicating how individuals talk about managing their mental health in the context of social expectations and individual responsibility. Theoretical perspectives on themes in discourse analysis. The identification and interpretation of themes in discourse analysis are often influenced by the theoretical framework guiding the research. Different theoretical perspectives highlight different aspects of discourse, shaping how themes are understood. Point 1. Critical discourse analysis, CDA. In critical discourse analysis, CDA, themes are often linked to issues of power, ideology, and inequality. Researchers focus on how language is used to maintain or challenge social hierarchies, and themes related to domination, resistance, and control are common. Example: a CDA of media discourse on poverty might reveal themes like deserving poor versus undeserving poor, reflecting ideological divides about who is seen as worthy of support. Point 2. Feminist discourse analysis. Feminist discourse analysis often explores themes related to gender, power, and patriarchy. Themes such as gender roles, empowerment, and inequality are central, as researchers investigate how language perpetuates or challenges traditional gender norms. Example: in an analysis of advertising, feminist discourse analysis might reveal themes like objectification or female empowerment, showing how women's bodies are commodified or how ads challenge patriarchal beauty standards. Point 3. Postcolonial discourse analysis. Postcolonial discourse analysis focuses on themes of colonization, identity, and power. Researchers often examine how themes like civilization, savagery, or modernity are used to maintain colonial ideologies and represent non-Western cultures. Example: in travel writing, a postcolonial analysis might identify themes like exoticism or primitivism, revealing how language reflects colonial attitudes toward foreign cultures. Challenges in identifying themes. While thematic analysis is a powerful tool in discourse analysis, it also presents certain challenges. 1. Overlapping themes. Themes often overlap or are interconnected, making it difficult to categorize data neatly. For instance, the theme of power might appear in both gender and political discourse, blurring the lines between distinct categories. Point 2. Subjectivity in theme identification. Since theme identification is an interpretive process, it is inherently subjective. Researchers must be transparent about how they identified themes and be aware of their own biases in the process. This subjectivity can lead to different researchers identifying different themes from the same data. Point 3. Context dependence. Themes are context dependent, meaning that the same theme may carry different meanings in different discursive contexts. Researchers must be sensitive to how themes operate within specific cultural, social, or political settings. Conclusion. Themes in discourse analysis play a crucial role in organizing and interpreting the vast amount of data that discourse generates. By identifying and analyzing themes, researchers can uncover the underlying patterns of meaning, power, and ideology in language use. Whether through inductive or deductive approaches, the identification of themes allows for a deeper understanding of how language shapes social realities and reflects broader societal concerns. Despite challenges such as overlapping themes and subjectivity, thematic analysis remains an essential tool in discourse studies, offering rich insights into the ways in which language constructs and reflects the world around us. Frequently asked questions. What are themes in discourse analysis? Themes in discourse analysis refer to recurring ideas, topics, or patterns of meaning that emerge within texts, conversations, or multimodal communication. They reflect underlying structures of meaning, social practices, and ideologies embedded in language, helping researchers understand how language constructs social realities and conveys ideologies. Why are themes important in discourse analysis? Themes are important because they help to organize and categorize the vast amount of language data. They reveal patterns of meaning, link language to broader social phenomena, and show how certain topics are framed or discussed, thereby uncovering the ideological and power structures within discourse. How do themes link language to social phenomena? Themes in discourse often reflect broader social issues such as identity, power, ideology, and inequality. By analyzing themes, discourse analysts can explore how language reflects and reproduces social structures, cultural norms, or ideological beliefs, and how it can also challenge and reshape them. What is inductive thematic analysis in discourse analysis? Inductive thematic analysis involves allowing themes to emerge naturally from the data without imposing predefined categories. Researchers identify patterns and themes directly from the discourse, often using this approach in exploratory research to uncover deeply embedded meanings. How does deductive thematic analysis differ from inductive analysis? Deductive thematic analysis starts with predefined themes based on theory or prior research. Researchers use these themes to guide their analysis, focusing on specific discursive practices or patterns within the data. This approach is more structured and theory-driven than inductive analysis. What role does coding play in identifying themes? Coding is the process of labeling segments of text based on identified themes or patterns. Researchers assign codes to sections of text that reflect particular themes, allowing for systematic analysis of large datasets. Coding helps to organize data, making it easier to identify recurring themes across the discourse. Can you provide examples of common themes in political discourse? Common themes in political discourse include security and safety, emphasizing protection against threats; economic prosperity, discussing economic growth and stability; national identity, constructing narratives of shared values and culture. Example: in political speeches about immigration, themes like national security and economic threat may emerge, reflecting how politicians frame immigration in terms of safety and economic impact. How are themes used to frame issues in media discourse? Themes in media discourse show how issues are framed to appeal to specific audiences or reflect societal debates. For instance, themes like conflict or controversy in media coverage can emphasize particular aspects of an issue to engage audiences, while responsibility and blame can reflect ideological biases in attributing causes for social problems. How do theoretical frameworks influence theme identification? Theoretical frameworks, such as critical discourse analysis, CDA, feminist theory, or postcolonial theory, shape the identification and interpretation of themes. Different theories highlight various aspects of discourse, such as power, ideology, or identity, influencing the themes that researchers focus on. Example: in feminist discourse analysis, themes like gender roles and inequality are central, reflecting the focus on how language perpetuates or challenges gender norms. What are some common themes in health discourse? In health discourse, common themes include responsibility and prevention, focusing on individual behaviors that contribute to health; access and equity, exploring disparities in healthcare access; stigma and illness, examining how certain health conditions are stigmatized. Example: in mental health discourse, themes like self-care and societal pressure might emerge, indicating how people talk about managing mental health in relation to societal expectations. How do themes reflect power dynamics in discourse? Themes often reveal how language constructs and maintains power dynamics within society. For example, themes like control and authority in workplace discourse may reflect hierarchical power relations, while themes like resistance and empowerment may indicate how language is used to challenge these dynamics. What are the challenges in identifying themes in discourse analysis? Challenges include overlapping themes. Themes can overlap or be interconnected, making categorization difficult. Subjectivity. Identifying themes is an interpretive process, so researchers' biases may influence which themes they identify. Context dependence. Themes are context-dependent, so the same theme may have different meanings in different settings. How can researchers ensure a rigorous thematic analysis? Researchers can ensure rigor by using systematic coding, apply consistent and transparent coding methods to identify themes. Being reflexive. Reflect on their own biases and how they might influence the identification of themes. Triangulating data. Use multiple data sources to validate the identified themes and provide a more comprehensive analysis.